Hey guys, so we have a story today and it is coming out of Atlanta, Georgia, where a mother, her daughter, and her niece have found themselves in quite a bit of trouble after they got a little heated in the drive-thru at their job at Popeyes. So I want you guys to take a look at this news clip and then we're going to come back and talk about it because as you know, I think I have a little message for everybody because I feel like they all played a role in what took place here. So watch this and we'll be right back.
New at 4, a popular fast food restaurant, chicken restaurant, faces a lawsuit after an alleged attack in the drive-thru involving employees. Now, the suit claims it happened in September of last year at the Popeyes on Cleveland Avenue in Southwest Atlanta. Today, a lawsuit was filed. Fox 5's Tyler Finger is live at that Popeyes with what we're learning. Tyler, that's a very popular restaurant at that.
Yeah, Eric, good afternoon to you. According to this new lawsuit, things turned spicy at the drive-thru at this Southwest Atlanta Popeyes last year after an incorrect order. That's when the victim claimed she was attacked by employees, leaving her bruised and with a chunk of her hair missing.
I didn't even think I was gonna make it back to my kids.
Denetra Dawson no longer loves that chicken from Popeyes after what she describes as a brutal attack in the drive-thru at the hands of restaurant employees.
I simply went to get food for my kids. I still don't understand this, like, why me?
According to a lawsuit filed Friday, Dawson says the fast food frenzy happened last September after a problem with her Popeyes order. She says when she tried to get it fixed, words were exchanged, then something off the menu was served up at the Popeyes on Cleveland Avenue in Southwest Atlanta.
One of the employees physically opens up her passenger side car door, enters her vehicle, jumps into her car, and begins to attack her.
Dawson says 3 employees were involved in the attack. She claims the only way she could get them to stop was by pulling out a gun. She then called Atlanta police. According to an incident report obtained by Fox 5, 2 people were charged with battery, Denise Taylor and a minor. A third person, identified as Tanester Evans, was charged with misdemeanor obstruction of an officer.
Ripped out the braid out of her hair, all the way down to the root.
It took my identity. I take pride in my hair. I can't get certain hairstyles.
Dawson says the incident left her with not only physical scars, but emotional ones too. She's not only suing the people who allegedly attacked her, but also the company that owns this restaurant. Popeyes sent a statement to me just a short time ago telling me that they have no tolerance for violence like this and that those 3 employees have already been terminated.
Okay, so you guys just watched that news clip and you know, this is an example of why employers typically do not like to hire family members. And if they do, they typically want them to be on, different shifts or they put them in different departments because sometimes when family members work together, they think more emotionally instead of remaining professional. And sometimes they begin to have what we call like a pack mentality. So if one gets upset and begins to do something, the others will pretty much just join in and just follow blindly. Why? Because it's their family members. You ain't gonna talk to my mama like that. You're not gonna talk to my auntie like that. Or you ain't gonna try my cousin. Etc., etc. And I understand why they do that now because look what these 3 just did. And it's crazy because you would think that with an elder involved, being one of their mothers involved, somebody would have been trying to keep the peace. Somebody would have been trying to, keep things at a minimum. And also, I've also noticed when it comes to like places like Popeyes, they hire some of the worst. I'm going to be honest with you. I have encountered people with terrible attitudes many a times that I went to Popeyes, and it's so bad that sometimes if I go to Popeyes, I literally be having like anxiety attacks or I get a little nervous pulling up because I'm like hoping that today I get somebody that's nice and in a good mood because it is very rare to go to a Popeyes and get someone that has a good attitude. It's like they literally will hire the bottom of the barrel type people who have very long criminal records, including the manager in this case. This young lady had many charges, all of them stemming from her doing things in the form of putting her hands on other people. So it seems that they don't really do really thorough background checks. And even if they do, I guess it's okay for them to just hire people that are, straight out of prison, etc. Not saying these people don't need jobs, but I feel that they should not just hire people who have violent records, if that makes any sense. Okay, and on top of that, a lot of you don't realize, but your actions really have extreme consequences, especially in today's era where you can't even move into certain neighborhoods with certain type of charges. If you have certain type of charges on your background, you cannot move in certain neighborhoods. Like you can't live in certain HOA communities because they don't want that kind of stuff there, which then affects the way that your children are going to school, the type of schools that your children are going to go to, the type of teachers and things that they may encounter, the type of students they may encounter, because you can't afford to be in a certain type of neighborhood because of your background, which means you can't get a certain type of job either, because now this lady has added even more charges to her record. Her child has been charged as well as her niece. So it's like the whole family is just violent, reckless, and just does whatever the hell they want to. Okay, and that's that. They're going to unfortunately, serve time and be charged and have to face consequences for what they did, as they should, because you don't put your hands on people. When you're at work, at that time, it's like you kind of borrow yourself out to the company. You don't really belong to yourself when you're at work anymore. You belong to the company, so you're supposed to represent the company in a way that is professional, in a way that is respectful, in a way that makes the company look good. It does not look good for everyone to be talking about the fact that Popeyes have the most ratchet behind employees. Let's just be honest. Now, I want to get to the lady who was attacked. And, I'm sorry that she had to go through that. But at the same time, I'm not going to pretend as if I don't understand human nature. I'm not going to pretend as if I don't understand how people act. When someone messes up your order, 9 times out of 10, you're not very happy about it. And in a lot of cases, you're not very polite about it. So I'm not going to sit here and pretend as if this lady was just sitting in her car and asking them very nicely, could you please go back and fix my food? I'll wait here. I can tell by the way she spoke in her interview on the news clip that that's not her demeanor. That's not the way that she gives it. That's not the way that she behaves, because you can tell. All right. On top of that, she was being extremely selfish. For you to sit there and hold up the whole line, knowing good and well that if you're holding up the line, just like you're trying to get food for your kids, other people are there trying to get food for their children. They're trying to feed their families as well. So if you have an issue with your order and they're refusing to fix your order, it is then at that time that you say, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and get my refund and y'all can have your chicken back, because I'm not keeping this. I don't want the chicken anymore. I would prefer to just get a refund. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys can't keep going to these restaurants, yelling at these people, being nasty, being disrespectful, and then having the audacity to trust them with your food. I'm not going to take anybody off and then trust them to make me some food or get me anything. I want my money back and I'm leaving, because there's a possibility that because they're so hostile and they're so upset, they may want to retaliate and do something to your food. And now you're taking this tainted food home to your children. You're eating it. There's no telling what they could have did. We just saw where the lady, what was that, Burger King? A manager in Burger King was just arrested and fired due to the fact that she was feeding customers food and French fries out of the trash because she was upset. So you guys have to think about yourself in the long run when you're going there and you're being disrespectful. And I don't understand how the fact that these employees, they claim they couldn't get the line to move, but they had enough time to walk outside to fight with this lady. If you got enough time to walk outside, I'm not understanding why someone didn't say, you know what? We offered to do whatever. She don't want to take it. We're not fixing the order, or whatever the case may be. Let's just call the police so that they can come and ask her to move out of the drive-thru. Let them know you have an unruly woman sitting in the drive-thru that won't move and you can't conduct business with her sitting there. Let them come. And in the meantime, to keep the line moving, just walk out there and take the other people their food. I've seen that happen. I was in line at a Burger King before and someone was giving, the workers a hard time. So instead of the workers sitting there and bickering back and forth through the window or anything like that, they began to walk outside and just give us our food. They walked out, brought mine in my car. I was able to drive off, and that was able to keep the line moving, while this person here chose to stay belligerent and do whatever. They still got business conducted. They still served all of their customers, because I do agree that it is a headache when you have somebody, sitting in the line holding it up, and you can't serve anyone else because they're being disrespectful, they're being ignorant and won't move. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like this lady was sitting there pleading. She was being a jerk, sitting there holding the line up, and that is what made them go outside. Were they wrong? Absolutely. You don't go outside and do that. But at the same time, I understand how frustrating it can be. And I also feel like Popeyes and McDonald's, a lot of these fast food places need to be called to task, because I don't understand why you have it that these people have to have the line broken down in 2 minutes. Why is it that when we get to the window, you guys have a timer up there and these people have to have this thing cleared out in 2 minutes, or else they're penalized by corporate? You guys don't understand that the reason of you having that is the reason why you're now getting sued. It takes time to properly prepare an order. That is why they mess up orders so much. It's not because they just don't want to get it right. It's because a lot of those workers are working under stressful conditions. Number one, they're underpaid, so they don't even get compensated well for the job that they're doing. But then on top of that, they have to go so fast. And sometimes people make mistakes when they're going that fast. So if you guys, regulate the time that they have to fix the orders and get the orders out, I think that would help and calm down a lot of confusion and problems that you guys have at these drive-through windows, because at this point it's getting out of hand. Now this woman is walking around with hair missing. She's suing. She's upset. And all of this could have been avoided had everybody just taken a deep breath and calmed down. If the workers didn't want to fix the food, all this lady had to do was excuse herself from the line by asking them for a refund, or pulling over to the side, walking back inside, giving them the chicken back and asking for her refund so that everyone else can go. And if the workers didn't want to work with her and fix the order, or they were unable to fix the order or whatever she wanted, why not just walk outside the same way you did and take the food to the other people so that the line can move, if that was your real issue? But to me, I think a lot of you all just allowed your egos to get in the way. She's mad because her food isn't fixed and I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to sit right here and I don't care. And then you guys are upset and you let your ego come into play. Well, I'm going to make her move. I don't know who she thinks she is, but she going to move. I'm going to make her move. Now, look, you got your hair ripped out and you got yourself whooped on camera. And now you three got new charges. At the end of the day, all of this could have went a lot different had you guys just used your mind. Had the workers remained professional and had the woman who was getting her food acted like she had some sense, none of this had to occur. But hey, we're dealing with humans. And when we deal with humans, a lot of times they allow their emotions to get them in trouble and get things caught up. So that's my take on it. Everybody here played a part in the role, especially Popeyes as well. You guys need to fix the way you guys hire people. You need to do better research and stop just hiring a bunch of felons and people just coming straight out of prison. That's going to cause for problems, because if they're coming straight out of prison and a lot of them having attitudes, not everybody comes out of prison with those attitudes. I'm just saying, a lot of times when people come out with those attitudes, they're hotheads. And it doesn't take long for them to pop off or resort back to what they know, which is fighting, okay? So you guys let me know what you think about this Popeye situation. Leave your comments and please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time. Bye.